Can you hear me? Zeynep, Lydia, you can hear me. Perfect. And let's get confirmation from our broadcasting team. Okay, is everything be live on YouTube? Yes. Because of the capacity of the team, we are able to invite everybody to the Google Meet event. That's why we use YouTube broadcasting so that everybody can join the session, ask their questions, and benefit. And today's guest is Zeynep. She's a friend of me, and we actually had a chance to meet last week. And it was a very nice conversation. She mentioned me about her passion to empower women in tech. And I told her about what we are doing here at A2SV. And that was a great chemistry. At the same time, as you guys know, we are trying to build our product management unit. This is something that we are learning the importance experience because the first product we have built didn't have any product management and we end up solving a problem that doesn't exist. So technically it was a really nice product. Symptom tracker for COVID-19 and information system. But eventually, even us, the builders of the product, we did not need them because we are really health people. We don't have symptoms often enough to take advantage of a symptom tracker. And it's not just us, the tech companies, and the whole world now is realizing how important product management to be able to solve real world problems effectively and efficiently. And today, we are going to learn more about product management from Zeynep. At the same time, we are going to get to know her better, and we will learn her experience in the shoes of a product manager at some top tech companies like Wayfair and Delivery Hero. So today, our moderators are going to be Isaac and Lydia. They are experienced A2SV alumni who are expecting to join some top tech companies in the very near future. And at the same time, currently, Isaac is leading development efforts at Escalate, which is a project arm of A2SV, and Lydia is leading the web. And previously, it was health education for undergrad education. And so I'm not going to steal more time and leave the stage to you. Could you please briefly introduce yourself? And after that, I will leave the mic to Zeynep and Lydia to run the rest of the session. And a quick reminder for our attendees, please feel free to write your questions to YouTube channel. And Begin is going to pass them to our moderators. It's not just going to be the pre-created questions. We will also take all the polite questions. And lastly, Zeynep, our Q&As actually flow both ways. And it's not like we are going to ask you questions only. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have about A to SB, life in Ethiopia, programming interviews, any. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, thanks a lot. So, hi everyone. Happy to be a part of this initiative. I don't have so much experience in giving kind of talks, and not really sure if I can do the best summary, but I'll try my best. I'm originally from Turkey, like everyone. Born and raised in Istanbul. Then I've been in States after studying information systems. I have done quite a different work sectors from marketing to consultancy. And it took me a while to actually get on track with the product management as a career path. Then after I moved to Europe, I did my MBA at Bocconi. I focused on innovation, and that was the milestone for me to start my track as a product manager. And initially, I worked at the digital hub of Ernst & Young on the start of the product development, so the initial parts of ideating and coming up with an MVP, and basically it was a consultancy to more traditional businesses in Germany. And then, as I wanted to experience more mature part of the product development, I switched to e-commerce, and now I am at Delivery Hero. So that would be my summary, I guess.
Thank you very much. As a intro, my name is Zisab. I'm recently just from the Addis University, which is where I this university. And yeah, I'm excited to do this interview with you, and I hope this will be me and you will be working on this. So I hope this will be a good experience with you. If it's asking, let me give the test for video pictures of them.
Yeah, my name is Lydia. I'm also a recent graduate in software engineering from Manisa University. And I've been part of B2SP for the past 2 years, and I've learned so much during that journey. And right now, like I said, I'm the W team lead and working on sort of conduct this year. And it's really great to meet you, Zeynep, and thank you so much for taking the time to have this journey with us.
Sounds great. Let's move on to the first question. So I guess like you would already assume, most of us here, so these are engineering students, and I would say you never really worked much in product management. So could you please do us a favor and kind of demystify what the product manager does? What's that typically of a product manager?
Thank you, Doc. Even product managers don't know the answer of this question, actually, because it's a relatively new sector. And I remember my times when I was an undergrad, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, how I wanted to move in my career. And every time there's a talk like this, I was like, yeah, sure, but how did they do it? They must have gone to an Ivy League school, or maybe they had an amazing sister who led them. I was never able to associate myself. So the truth is, everyone is a bit lost during undergrad times, and so was I. Product management is, from my perspective, it's how what is one of the most essential jobs needed as technology is gaining more weight. And a lot of people mix it with project management. A lot of people think just because they managed before, they can do product management. However, it has its own framework and methodology. That being said, it is applied very differently from company to company. For instance, my focus is logistics. I am more on the optimization product edition side. However, product management at Facebook is relatively different than product management at Google Eats. So it depends on the context. Is it B2B, B2B2C? And what is the product? Who's the end user? So as much as I would like to answer that question of yours, unfortunately, it is a big variety. So it just depends on where you are, I guess.
That makes sense. So perhaps I guess you can maybe walk us through your experiences working as a product manager and I guess at least 3 different companies, right? So maybe you could compare your experiences at those.
Absolutely. So product management from a consultancy point of view is mostly focused on building an MVP, which is a fancy way of building the smallest product that is functionable with as little effort as possible. So these kind of companies will have the goal of creating a product from the idea of most of the times management, checking if some of these ideas are actually valid or not, creating hypotheses, and building a small company. So I was in that part, which is mostly focused on design thinking, the user pain points, understanding the users, building personas, creating a ideation workshop, and validating these hypotheses, heavily working with design and UX, and try to come up with something that is functioning and adding value. Whereas where you're working with a mature product for the e-commerce side, so there everything is set, but it has its own problems on its own. So over there, it's very data-driven and metric-driven because it's already a mature product, and in a logistic or e-commerce context, the KPIs are heavily dependent on time, cost, and in that part, then you're focused on improving, let's say at e-commerce, the delivery, the time that you need for product edition. So that is, and then this can be from improving the product, improving the user experience, improving the architecture. It's more tech heavy, and it's definitely more of a hands-on experience. Whereas, and compared to my current product, which is